Don't act like y'all don't know what this is. This is New York Revival, where it's not just sports, it's entertainment. And I'm your boy Eli Rex, aka Vibes. And thank you for spending your Tuesday night with us. Shout out to El Jefe. He could not be here this week, but we'll see him in the future. Of course, guys, it's his show. He owns it. But I'm with
Feel
my
better.
brother, man, Mr. Glass Half Full. Spee if you nasty now. All right.
Let's go.
And welcome to the
Let's go.
show, man. We got a bunch of things lined up for you guys. Of course, you guys know what it is, right? Don't forget, man. You can call in, you can give us your opinion, all this stuff. But we got a lot of topics to cover,
Yes.
right, Speed? So, Speed, just tell them, man,
Ooh.
how was your week? How was your weekend, man? Besides all that, what's going on?
Yo, the weekend was good. Halloween was nuts, man. Halloween was nuts. We got two young guys, man, and we were all over the place. You know how it is, man.
Yep.
So it was chaos. Didn't get to watch as much of the game as I wanted to early on. It was just, pandemonium over here, but awesome time. Loved it. But listen, we're back home now. We're resetting. Halloween's over. I got all my full of candy. My stomach feels like shit. My teeth are probably rotten to hell, but it's all good, man, because everybody loves Halloween, man. Everybody loves Halloween. Actually, question for you. What's your favorite candy? Right off the bat, what's your favorite candy? Come on.
I have a few, man. I have a few.
Give me a list. Give me a list.
All right, so I'm gonna give you my top three. All right, and it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
But I love Snickers. All right, I love Snickers.
Good
Anything
choice,
Snickers
solid.
bar, I'm
Solid.
there. I'm into the Take Fives, man. That's one of my things. I love Take Fives.
Yes.
Love Take Fives.
Yes.
And candy corn. I'm sorry.
You are
But I love
candy
candy
corn,
corn.
dude.
I love candy corn, man.
Well,
I can eat that all day. The pumpkins, all of it.
Let's agree to disagree on number 3. I love Take 5. I'm with you on that. I'm
Yes.
a big Kit Kat guy. That's on my number 1 on my list.
Kit
Number
Kat,
1 is
yes.
Kit Kat. Big Kit Kat guy. Take 5. I'm in. Give me that all day.
Sold.
And number 3. Let's see. You know what? I gotta go with my Reese's peanut butter cup, man. Reese's peanut butter, just a time classic. You love to see it. I got them shits up all the time, and my kid's a little bit too young still, so it's like, we can't have all these.
Yo, that's a fact though. When my kids were true, when my kids were younger, man, I used to take everything, bro. Like all the Reese's, all of that, even down to the Twizzlers, bro. I took it all.
Of course, we're like, we don't want your teeth to rot, kid. Like, so I'll take these off. I'll put them on the side over here, and you come back whenever you're ready in a couple years.
That's a fact, man. Talk your talk, but I'm with that.
Man.
But I'll tell you, that's in my top 10, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's in my top 10. I got that hands down. But that top 3, give me those any day. I'll take
Can't miss. Hey, how about your weekend, E? How'd you do this weekend? What are we doing here?
Man, it was great, man. I'll tell you this, man. My life is, listen, you guys haven't seen me in a couple shows, man, but I'll tell you I am back. I just had some personal things. I had work as well. That was in the mix of things as well. So, guys, forgive me. But my weekend was great, man. I'll tell you this. I don't know if trick-or-treating has died because I was really waiting by my door for some trick-or-treaters, man. I was like, man, where the hell are they? And shout out to Hefe in the chat, man. But where the hell are they? There was no trick-or-treaters. I had like 3.
We got a ton. We got a ton for the first time in years. It's weird how that works. Some people are saying they got nobody, and other people got, like, I feel like 3 years of COVID brought everybody out around here. I don't know what it was. We ran out of candy. We had no candy. We're like, all right, lights off, shut them down. Dude, wild up here.
I wish, bro. Like, I was really, like, waiting. I was like Pablo Escobar on the porch. Like, I was just looking like, come on, kids. Like, I was just sitting like, come on. Somebody come up here. Maybe that I was scary. I don't know. Maybe it was a smile. I don't know what it was. Don't know, man. Did Speed actually lose connection on a live show? But there it goes. I was about to say, did I lose connection?
I'm back.
All right, cool.
I lost it, I think. but listen,
yeah, dude, man.
It's wild. And you know what pissed me off, dude? I brought this out to my wife. It didn't piss me off. It made me kind of sad about the state of the world today. Mischief Night. There was no, I don't know what you call it, Mischief Night, Devil's Night, whatever you call it, the night before Halloween. There was nothing, dude. Not even a shred of toilet paper on a house.
No.
Not an egg. Not a smashed pumpkin. Them kids, they don't do shit anymore, man. And I get it because everybody has a Ring camera nowadays, and you don't want to be caught. I get that, but it's just sad, man. Because that was one of my fun. That was my fun night, man. I used to miss those nights. The night before Halloween was my shit. We were going on to town, creating havoc, and my wife's like, "No, that's good. It's good that there's no mischief going on." I was like, "No."
But listen, though, it's kind of
there.
Yeah, it's killing the childhood just a tad bit. Like for me, like I was a guy that threw the eggs, the shaving cream, and the toilet paper. And it
Yeah,
was great for
right.
me, man. We did a
Same.
Halloween night. You know what I mean? It was just
Hell
a
yeah.
tradition to do that. Now again, we wasn't
Yes.
messing up people's property, but we'll go
No.
attack some friends.
Just
You know what I
having
mean? Throw
fun,
some egg,
right?
just having some fun, man. Like I
Going
think
over the
it's
fucking
just
telephone
missing that.
lines.
Yeah, like have some fun with it. Like I don't know what's happening, man. The world is maybe because we're getting older. I don't know what it
Yeah, I
is,
think you're
but
right.
I don't know,
It's
man.
different.
It
Shit's different.
sucks.
Shit's different.
It really is, man. I feel terrible. Like you said, I do feel bad about it, but I get it. I get it. Kids are
Yeah, I
staying out
get
of
it.
trouble. I get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah.
But
Listen, all right. On to let's talk about
listen,
sports
guys.
here.
Let's talk
Let's
sports here, right? Because we can talk about
that's what we're
Halloween all
here
day. It's one
for.
of our favorite holidays, right?
We
This
love
is
it.
what
We
you
love
get from us, the real ish. You know what I mean? So, guys, please get in that chat, man. Hit that like button,
it. Yes.
subscribe, and come
No,
on,
let me put the link
tell
out there
people
for
about
some
Revival.
people too. Well, let's get
Yeah,
some
man.
followers
Join the
in there too.
show. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
listen, man, we had the trade deadline ending today at
Mm.
4 p.m., man. A lot of things happening around the NFL. And we're going to talk about the things that didn't happen with the New York Giants. But first, man, let's go around, man. What's going on? Tell them the news feed. What's going on in the NFL? Big
We had
trades
a
happening, man.
couple trades out there, man. Let's I don't know what you want where we want to start first. Let's start off in a chronological order here. We had TJ Hawkinson, tight end from Detroit, going to the Vikings.
Wow.
Now first I thought, I see what the Vikings are doing. They're going for it, man. They're 6-1. They don't have a tight end. They just lost Irv Smith. You don't see an in-division trade like this very often. I was very surprised to see Lions giving the Vikings this kind of guy. Like this guy is a Pro Bowl tight end. He can block. He can catch. He's a force. And so I was like, okay, they're gonna get a haul for this guy because you don't just trade him in division. They got a second rounder, which is great. It's a good move, and a fourth rounder, and then they swap picks. At first, it didn't seem like a swap. I thought they were getting 4 picks, but they were swapping. Listen. I get from both sides because now you have the Vikings going for it. Their offense is just explosive now. You got Thielen, you got Justin Jefferson, best wide receiver in the league, and you got Hawkinson to that. You got Dalvin Cook back there. They're stacked. They're ready to go. But for Detroit now, I understand it too because listen, their season is all but done. The Hawkinson's coming up for a contract at some point in the next 2 years, and they got a second round pick, which gives them all the ammo they need now to get a quarterback because right now they're sitting already at the number 1 pick. If they fall back into like the top 3, maybe a little bit further, they could take their picks and move up now. So I understand what they're going for there too. I thought they would get a little bit more than just 2 picks because Hawkinson is a stud. And in division, again, very weird you see that, but I understand why they did it from both sides. Hawkinson's a stud though, man. Solid
He
pick.
is, but you said they got a second and then another pick in the later rounds. I'm guessing what was it? I forgot the later round pick they'd have, but a second isn't bad as far as with the fourth. A second and a fourth, it's not bad though.
Yes,
I think it was a fair trade enough because, like you said, if they fall back a little bit to where they're not going to have the number 1 pick because if there's a worse team out there because we're still in the second half, right? Then maybe they can trade up those picks to actually get to that number 1 and get that Bryce Young sweepstakes, right? So I think it was fair, man, on both sides. Not for nothing, I really do think. But like you said, the Vikings are going for it. They're going for it, and I think they're a team that's ready now. I think it's a team that's ready now to make some sort of noise, man. Absolutely. That team looks ready to rock, man. So I think it was a fair trade, if you ask me. I don't know.
I dig it. Listen, can I just talk on the whole though? This trade deadline was fantastic. I think they said it's a record-setting trade deadline. Yeah. Most deadline deals in the last 30 years. It was off the chain. So okay, we start with the Hawkinson. Let's move on. I think so. We had Bradley Chubb going from the Broncos to the Dolphins. Dolphins give up a first, the San Francisco first, which is going to be a later one. But the big move,
huge.
Dolphins are going for it. You respect that about them. I mean, that's a great move. You have everybody wanted Chase Claypool as a Giant fan. His name kept coming up. He goes from the Steelers to the Bears, which is, I don't know. Listen to me. Listen, they gave up their own second round pick. The Bears are going to have possibly one of the worst records in the league. They're going to finish with a top 5 pick in the second round. Somebody from the first round is going to slip into the second round. They gave up a top 40 to a top 35 pick for Chase Claypool. who's a wide receiver too, man. I mean, listen, you say what you want. Chase Claypool, good talent, but a top 35 pick for a wide receiver too? I don't know what you think about that, but
I don't
questionable.
like it, especially with the
Questionable.
Giants fans wanting Claypool here, right? They were thinking about giving up that draft capital for a legit number 2. We need a 1. I don't want a
Yeah.
2. I don't want a 3. I need a 1. And he's not a number 1 type receiver. I'm sorry. That's just too much. That's
Agreed.
way too much
Agreed.
to give up.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? So
Dude.
again, I get it. I get what these teams are trying to do. They're trying to capitalize on the opportunities now, but I don't think that was a good. No, not at all, man.
It's
Not
weird
at
though.
all.
The Bears are not. Like I said, the Bears are going to finish bottom 5 in the league.
Yeah.
Like they're not in any position to contend. And I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to give Fields somebody to throw to, so they can see what they have in Fields.
They're trying to exactly. They're trying to see if Fields is the guy. That's what that is about right now. And
It's
the GM
just,
is trying to save his job. We get it.
Yeah,
but that was horrible.
God, dude,
that's horrible.
Too rich for my blood. And all these trades that happened today, a lot of high picks going, and it makes you think. All right, Shane. He said it. He said it on his presser. He made some calls. The value didn't line up. And if people were asking for this kind of shit for fucking Chase Claypool, a top 40 pick, I'm cool with what they did. Stay out of that shit.
Hell yeah.
Stay out of that.
Stay out that sweepstakes. I didn't need him. I didn't need him, man. But go ahead.
I'll tell you about one trade. It kind of pissed me off, though. Not pissed me off, but I thought the Giants could have made is the Falcons trading Calvin Ridley to the Jaguars. Now, solid move by the Jags, because that's a forward-thinking move. They are looking to get. He is a guy that could be a wide receiver 1. And they didn't give up a ton to get him. You know, it's a good forward-thinking move. Not about this year. And I wanted to Calvin Ridley. I think they said the draft it could be worth a 5th and a 2nd rounder in 2024. I think it's all whatchamacallit. It's all it's not shit. What's the word I'm thinking here? The maximum it's worth is a 5th rounder and a 2nd rounder. So, you know. It's worth the trade. You're trading a 2nd rounder for a guy that could be a number 1 there. You know, so I totally understand. The Jags next year should be in a position to contend. So it makes fucking sense giving up a 2nd rounder for a Ridley, who's shown more than Claypool has shown. You know, as far as his career.
I agree.
So that's a trade I could have gotten down with if they did that. But I think it's a very smart trade on the Jaguars' part right there.
No, I think so too. I think so too. And I think it's a fair trade. I thought it was very fair for that caliber. Like you said, his potential was higher than a Claypool was, right? And plus they have contingencies on these picks, right? So if it doesn't work out, someone's protected here, right? So definitely, man, I thought that was a fair trade for both sides, man, because it could work out to where it can be great for both parties. Why not? And plus now you get to see what Trevor Lawrence can do with an actual guy that can be a number 1, right? And you can actually see this Jaguar offense actually kind of flourish this year, especially with forgive me, Doug Peterson. Great offensive mind, right? Yeah, so he likes that nice pace, the Philly special. He's great as far as offense. We could talk crap about him all day, but he's a great offensive mind, and I think he's going to work that out and get the most out of Trevor Lawrence and that collaboration there as well, man. So definitely, man, I like that trade. That was a good one.
All right.
Sure. So and I don't know if the Giants would you really think the Giants will give up? Hold on, you really think that? I just want to get your thought on this. You really think you would have gave up that for Ridley?
So listen,
those amount of draft picks for the team we have now.
For a Ridley, it was a 2024 2nd rounder. So if, in my mind, here's what I'm thinking. I understand trading. I don't want to trade next year's picks because I think this year we're still going to be okay and still have a decent pick. But next year, in theory, you're kicking the can down the road because you have one more draft class to get this foundation right, and then you have your solid core there. You have a nice core right now. You build on it with next year's draft, and then you could trade future picks because you're trying to get like the big guy to put you over the top. So I don't want to trade next year's picks. I want to trade 2024 and beyond. If I'm going to trade picks, I would do that. You know,
I like that.
So that's where I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I like that 100%.
That's why I get that.
That's a good one. All right, that's a good one right there. If it's a 2024 pick, I wouldn't mind the Giants made a pick something like that. That's a very good one. Other than that, no. If it was like next year's, then hell no. We got so much holes we have to fill. Hell no, man. Nah, definitely not. Pass me on that. But
still got to get that cap in order. Well, let's talk
And the
about the
cap is
Giants here.
trash, right?
I know.
So, guys,
Yeah.
we already know. We already know the Giants, of course, didn't make any moves here past the deadlines.
Mm.
But let us know. Tap in right now, sitting that backstage. How do you guys feel about that? Because I'm going to ask Spee, how on earth do you feel about the Giants not making a move? And then we're going to break it down from there, man. What's going on? How you feel?
Listen, I understand how people could be a little bit disappointed. You see your team finally at 6-2. You need you know what they need. They need a wide receiver. They need a linebacker. Well, I'm going to tell you, they need a lot. They need a lot, and that's why you don't make a trade, in my opinion. I was from Jump Street. I've always of the opinion of if you can get somebody, if you could steal somebody from a good player from somebody for a 5th or 6th or 7th, go ahead, go make that steal. If you can get like a Cooper, like the Browns did, like just steal someone away from a stupid GM that was desperate to get rid of somebody, go for it. But this team, like I just said, needs to build through the draft next year. And listen, is a Judy going to make you? Is he going to get you to the NFC Championship game? I don't think so. Because listen, what happens if Barkley gets hurt? What happens if DJ gets hurt? You make that trade, and now you just blew your 2nd-round pick for not, and you might not even make the playoffs at that point. You know, like we are so so thin on thin ice with our depth right now that one big injury could set the season off. You know, and I am not going to trade for a Jerry Jeudy or a Chase Claypool, a high 2nd for a Chase Claypool or someone like that to go for what? To get to maybe, if you're lucky, win 1 playoff game, win 2 if you're lucky. Like that, we're not there yet, people. We're not there yet. Next year, you go make that trade. You know, you go make that trade that puts you over the top. You have less holes. Right now, we have a hole at tight end now. We have a hole at the linebacker. We have a hole at CB2. We have a hole at wide receiver. You need 3 more pieces on the offensive line. The list goes on and on, man. This is not the year to blow a draft pick. We've already exceeded expectations. Fucking see where this team can take you, man. See where this team can take you. You get healthy again, develop your players, and see where it goes. I mean, I don't know. E, what's your thoughts, man?
No, man, I'm riding with you on this one, man. And it's funny because we're always in agreement with each other. But I said it earlier in the tweet, man. I was like, listen, I really don't want them to trade any draft capital. You just want down a laundry list of the holes we have, and then to give that up for a possibility, like you said. What if a Jones got hurt? And I didn't even think of that. You just said that now.
Yeah.
What if Jones got hurt?
Right.
What if Saquon? And this is the guy that's really running the offense is the Saquon Barkley, right? What if they get hurt?
Right.
Now you just traded all your draft capital, not all, but you traded some of your draft capital away for nothing, pretty much, because we're not going to the playoffs at that point, right?
No.
But let's be honest with you. If we had got Jeudy, right? Are we winning the Super Bowl? Are we getting out of the first round? I don't think we're that team lucky. As of yet. Yeah, if you're lucky, but I don't think we're that team as of yet. Now I understand we can't poo-poo on the Giants. I get it, guys. But we are 6-2 with house money. Like we're 6-2. Like Joe Sain said, the reporter was like, "Is this sustainable?" And he was like, "We're 6-2. We're 6-2 with what we have. Let the coaching go out there and let the coaches do what they got to do. Yes, we understand we need these things, but there's a lot of stuff we need to build this foundation on right now. We really do.
Oh yeah, man.
We can't give up any type of draft capital. I'm more than happy with the 11 or whatever picks that they have projected into the future. I'm more than happy with that.
Right.
Otherwise, man, I just think it'd have been a waste. It'd have been a waste to try to get a wide receiver. I get it. You guys, we haven't won in a while. I get it. We haven't won in a while, guys. I get it. But we're 6-2 with house money. Calm the hell down. We're okay. Let's see what the second half.
Free. We're playing with house.
Like, come on.
Let's go, man.
Exactly, guys. Listen, listen. I'm happy. I'm happy as hell, man.
We're on the Galladay train again. You get Galladay back. You get Bellinger back. That helps the offense. You know, you get a Shane Lemieux. He might help at guard. You get Aziz back. You got Cordell Flott coming back. You know, maybe you know. Or Aaron Robinson, you have all these guys come back. Let these coaches keep developing these young players and see where it takes you, man. You only have to go 3-7 the rest of the way to get to 9 wins, and that gets you in the playoffs. If we make the playoffs year 1, this is just that's as much as any Giant fan expected this year. Like, let's enjoy this ride, and also the conviction that Shane has to not spend like his job depended on it. And that's what got Gettleman in trouble, and that's what brought us down this fucking road in the first place. Gettleman kept spending because he thought he needed to make a trade to get this team to win right now. And that's you got the Leo Williams trade. You got got the bad free agent signings. That kind of thinking gets you in trouble. The Giants have finally said, "Hey, you know what? We're not going to force anything. Let's sit back and build this thing the right way." And they're fucking doing it. And I love the commission. And Shane's like, "Listen, I'm going to use these draft picks. I'm going to fucking nail them because that's what I did last year. Like nail the fucking draft picks. You get 4 years of cheap fucking play as opposed to sign a Jerry Jeudy for a year and a half. Then you got to pay him. And Jerry Jeudy, I'm sorry to tell you people, he's not a wide receiver one. He drops so many balls. You thought Galladay dropped a lot of balls? You thought fucking Ingram dropped a lot of balls? Judy's dropped a lot of fucking balls too, man.
Fuck
like,
yeah.
Come on, man.
Like, y'all really, like, here's the thing, Spee. It's just everyone's so shocked that we're winning now. They forgot at the beginning of the season, most of the Giants fans were saying this is a 2-year project.
Yep.
So why deviate from the plan at this point? It's just now what Joe Schoen is doing exactly what Gettleman was supposed to do. Compete and rebuild. And Joe Schoen is doing it. He just happened to have wins in his column. That's great coaching. So, guys, if we got the projection of a 2-year plan, let it happen. Let this thing just play out the way it does at the end. I understand. We're winning. I get it. But we got to let this thing play out. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm too passionate. Trust the process, Speed. You're absolutely right. Trust it.
It's very simple, man. It's very simple. And a couple wins. And you like that Shane didn't fall for it either. He knows what he's trying to do here. He knows that 6-2. We've gotten by. We could very easily be 4-4. You know, we've won a couple games that were tight, but he's like, let's ride this out. Let's just see where we're at the end, man. And like, don't waste any capital this year, man. Please, for the love of God, you could trade that capital that we earned for the Tony trade and move up and get a fucking stud somebody wide receiver or whatever. Maybe you're in a position to get a quarterback at one point.
Yeah,
and you guys would be crying if we used that 3rd round pick for a Jeudy as opposed to like moving up again that quarterback in the first round, back end of the first round somehow. You don't know how next year's draft's going to go. You want to get as many picks as you can, many cracks at the the bites of the apple, whatever you want to say. But that's
many bites of the apple. It's a fact though, Speed. You know what I mean? You're hitting the nail on the head with that one, man. You got to build that foundation, man. And then those veteran players in free agency was the Chris Canty or the Mike Boley to put you over that top to win another Super Bowl, right?
Right.
So why not? You have to build that foundation first. And right now, this team doesn't have the foundation. It's just, hey, it looks good because we're winning. That's it. But if you look at the team in its totality, we thought 2-year project with this roster, right? That's it. Like we just have to let this thing play out, man. And I'm more than happy. And listen, it's not like Joe Schoen. Absolutely, but I'll tell you this, but it's not like Joe Schoen didn't make any calls. He said he made calls, just the price was just too rich. They knew the Giants were desperate, and they knew Joe Schoen, he's a new GM, but he's no idiot. He wasn't the damn Gettleman all right, just give me him. Just give me him, right? Come on, man. He's smarter than that. And I knew this was going to happen. I was like, these guys, they know the Giants are desperate. So they're going to ask for all types of the moon, the sun, the stars, and the galaxies. And if the Giants bite on it, then I would have had to question Joe Schoen's decision-making.
Right.
I would have to question that. But at this point, I'm like, all right, he's a great GM. He didn't pull the trigger. Thank God.
Right. We're not gonna be had. We're not gonna be had for some time. Like he's not a rookie. They're not gonna just get one over on him. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. And you have these fucking just like asinine Giants fans like, oh, this guy should be hung out to dry. Like, fuck Joe Schoen. I can't believe he didn't do anything.
Insane.
Listen, if you liked what he did up until this point, why not give him a chance to use these draft picks next year and see what he does? Maybe he trades them. Maybe he uses them and picks a great draft class. You know what is the best way to sustainable success? Drafting a fucking dope-ass draft class. Let him try and do that.
Period.
Let him try and do that.
Period.
And listen,
and there's still free agents out there, right? Yeah, speak.
Yeah, absolutely. No. I mean, listen, Shane said, he's a Parcells guy. Like he coached he was with Parcells in Miami. And Parcells said the quickest way for a head coach to get fired is not developing young talent. And he let our coaching staff develop that young talent that's here. See where we're at, man. See where we're at after that. And they are doing a hell of a fucking job of it so far, man. Everybody across the board, you're seeing young talent take the next step. Let them keep fucking working. We're 8 games into this. Let them keep working, man. Let's go.
I totally agree. Speed, if you got some callers lined up on this topic, we'll be glad to pull them in, man. And on
Yeah,
top
I
of that
mean,
too,
listen.
we still have free agent wide receivers, right? And I know everybody loves
Yes.
Odell Beckham Jr., but if he's available and he could come in and again, he might be too rich for the Giants' blood with this cap situation. But if he could come in and say, "Hey, give me the vet minimum, and let me see if I could go out there and ball for other teams to look at him next year,"
Mhm.
that'll be a great deal for the Giants and a great deal for him, if you ask me. Unless
Yeah.
LA is willing to pull out their checkbook and pay him all this type of money. But if he's smart, he'll come back to New York, which is the biggest capital in the world, right? Go flex his muscle to make
Mhm.
sure he's really healthy, then go get
Mhm.
that big paycheck. I think that's a perfect
Yes.
plan for Odell Beckham. But we'll see.
And Shane said it, man. Shane said, listen, he's not closing the door to Odell. If Odell wants to come, he didn't know Odell was coming until after the visit was over. So, but he says his door is open to Odell. He said, we'll revisit that conversation when he's healthy and he's ready to rock. So, but it's still open there. And listen, you go out and win the Texans game and the Lions game, you're sitting at 8-2. You are as much of a contender as anybody else in the NFL right there. And with a glaring hole for wide receiver 1. What better way to come through on Thanksgiving Day against the Cowboys, back with the Giants on fucking national TV? Are you kidding me? That's built for Odell. Built for Odell.
Come on, Odell. And shout out to Odell, man.
Okay.
We've been trying to get you on this show, man. But I got you, man. We're gonna talk some more. We're gonna talk some more. But come on back to New York, brother. Come on back.
I'm gonna get one of our day ones over here. I'm gonna bring him on. Let's talk. Hey, there. Oh.
Finally, R0 Beard is back on New York Revival.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
R0 Beard. Yo, I was like, wait a minute. What the hell did R0 mean?
I know. We gotta see this over there.
Oh man, shout out to Sarge. I love it, man. I love it. What you got, brother?
Fellas, here we are. It's the bye week. We are 6-2, and half of Giants Twitter has lost their goddamn minds.
Let's go, Sarge. Let's go. Tell them, Sarge. Let's go. Let's go.
We're going to have a conversation, Giants Twitter. We are going to have a deep conversation. Under Dave Gettleman and Joe like me. Judge, this team is 2-6 if we're lucky.
Yeah.
Joe Shane, Brian Dable, Mike Kafka, Wick Martindale, Brandon Brown, who doesn't get enough credit.
No.
Every so often, I will say, when I start talking about the front office, I'm talking
Let's keep it that way. No. Keep it that way. Shh. Don't say his name. We don't want anybody knowing about our boy.
We want to keep him. We want to keep him.
I want to keep him too, but they know. So here's the deal, right? Uncle Mayhem is pissed. Why? Is he pissed because we didn't trade for Jerry Jeudy? No.
Right.
No. Not in a million years.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right. I have a stat. All you guys like numbers. Here's a stat.
Give us our numbers.
Jerry Jeudy. Anyone want to guess how many times he's been targeted this year? Just this year. We're just going to talk this year.
Let's say 70 times.
70. That's a nice one. E, you got something for me? Give me a number.
45.
45. Okay. So E is the closest without going over. 54 times Jerry Jeudy has been targeted this season.
Okay.
Would anybody like to guess how many catches he has?
There's the kicker. I would say
Give me the number.
I'm gonna be generous here. I'm gonna say 26 out of the 50, whatever.
30,
that's low.
32.
I'm saying on a low.
Once again, the closest without. We're going Prices Right rules. The closest without over is E. 30. 30.
Oh Lord.
That is 24 times. Either he was overthrown, underthrown, or just dropped the fucking ball. Okay. Look, I don't understand. I know everybody's. I can't even.
Let's go, Sarge. Let's go, Sarge.
Okay, so all right. Anybody want to guess how many times Darius Slayton's been targeted this year?
Oh,
now remember he was on the hot seat, so he didn't play.
Yeah, it was low. It's low now. It's probably maybe about 30, 35,
25.
Maybe.
All right, you both went over 24.
Wow.
Anyone want to know how many receptions Darius Slayton has?
I'll say
17.
what do you 20.
No. 17.
16.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll
come
take
on,
that.
fellas. Here
I'll
we
take
go.
that.
We're not
For
coughing
somebody-
up a second. We're not coughing up a second round pick for Jerry Jeudy, just for
No.
having him
No.
come and drop passes here as opposed to dropping passes in Denver. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing, and I swear to God, it drives me nuts. This fan base drives me nuts because you want to know what it is. You want to know what it is. It's the past 2 years, right? The past 2 years, everybody second guessed every move Dave Gettleman made. And you know what? We were all right. We were all 100%
Yeah.
right because he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Right? But here's the
He's
thing,
dumb.
right? That put the thought inside everybody's heads that, oh, I'm a better GM than Dave Gettleman. But you know who's a better GM than Dave Gettleman? The silent assassin, Joe Schoen. Joe Schoen is a better GM than Dave Gettleman. You want to know why? Because he's not going to overpay.
Yes.
He's not going to overpay. Because here's the thing. He got a 3rd round pick and a 6th round pick for Kadarius Toney. Okay? The second best KT in New York. A 3rd and a 6th.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. For a guy who never sees the field.
Highway robbery.
Right.
Highway robbery.
He might not see the field the rest of the way.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who really cares?
Right.
I don't.
Go off. Whatever.
No.
I don't.
See you later.
I don't.
See you later.
Have a nice time.
On to the next.
Yeah.
Dude,
on to the next.
I agree. Listen, I couldn't agree more, Sarge. It's a bit crazy about what everybody reset their expectations way too high. You everybody started off so low, but now we're talking about Super Bowl and bust in year 1 almost. It seems like let's calm down, bro.
I mean,
let's calm down.
Calming down is never an option for us.
Nah, yeah,
You know
right.
what?
You're right.
This entire fan base needs therapy, right? Like we need a trained
Smoke some
professional
weed, do
to
some
come
shit,
on
whatever
to
the
New
fuck.
York Revival and help everybody hug it out or cry it out or whatever you
Vibes
got to
over
do
here.
individually. Right?
He's the therapist over here.
Let's go.
Oh man,
Hey,
seriously,
all right, so
because Dave Gettleman is a war criminal. Okay.
Yes, we all
Dave
know.
Gettleman not only destroyed this team from the inside with these overblown contracts, these bad draft picks, these other things he's going on. Like, okay, not every bad draft pick was bad. We know that.
No.
But we're talking about, just in general, right? He's had more misses than he's had hits.
There's a lot more.
Right.
A lot more. So, and again, so we as fans have to suffer for his mistakes.
Mhm.
So we have kiss my ass, Jeff. You're not even here. I read the comments.
I love it. I love it. Look at the Sarge, man. What can happen? Sarge, keep going, man. Don't worry. Keep going.
So here's the thing, right? We're all
take a
nuts,
drink.
man. Go
I'm
off.
drinking.
Go
I'm
off.
drinking my beer.
Totally nuts.
Go off.
We are completely and totally nuts. We are 100% in on Joe Schoen and Brian Dable until we get beat by Seattle
Yeah, and then
right before the
everybody's
bye. And
Yeah.
now we have a
Yeah.
whole week and a half to just kind of like, why didn't we do anything? We
Yeah.
got beat by Geno Smith. Hey, guess what? Geno Smith is making Russell Wilson look like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know,
Yeah.
Leif Garrett. Who knows? Geno
Yeah.
Smith is out in Seattle and he's balling.
He's
Yeah.
balling. He's balling.
Yeah.
This is the
Listen.
second
Yeah.
coming of Geno Smith.
Let's talk about that. So, listen, we were due for this team. We were due for a loss. The bounces didn't go our way. We were due for a game that the
Well,
bounces weren't gonna
Speed.
go
Let me
our
say this. You know the reason why they lost is because we didn't do it the Giants win challenge. That's the
You're
revival.
damn right. You're
You see?
damn right.
One
And
defeated
listen,
when it comes to that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I wasn't.
I'm not
sorry.
gonna
It was
say-
just-
I
I'm
was
not
going
going
to
to say
let you
that
guys
we
slide.
were the reason that we lost.
I was
but
going
I'm
to
also
let
going
you
to say
guys slide, but you brought it up, and
Sorry.
we're the reason
Sorry.
why
I'm
we
not-
couldn't.
I'm not mad.
Yeah.
No, I'm mad. I'm mad.
Listen, I told these guys, I was like, listen,
I'm
we're
sorry.
not going to go
I'm sorry.
undefeated. We're not going to go undefeated the whole season. So let's ease it back a little bit. Let's see if the Giants need us. They clearly they do need us. So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
get
And
back
by the
to
way, Steve,
if the Giants win challenges.
never
We'll be
again
back.
am I putting money on a game. This is ridiculous. Not only, wait. Not only. So listen to this. Not only,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So I dumped a couple of bucks into DraftKings, and I made a fun little same game parlay, and
Yeah.
none of it hit at all.
Zeros.
So then I'm like, oh
Parlays
well,
are bad. Parlays are
I'm gonna
bad.
hit like this. They had like this little Josh Allen parlay for Sunday night. I'm like, throw $2 on that. Nope, that didn't hit either.
This is
And then
this is
I'm
for the
like,
best.
Okay,
This is for
Joe
the best.
Burrow. Joe Burrow can hook me up. No.
Listen, it's for the best, Sarge.
Yeah.
It's for the best. You're gonna
I'm
be
not
out
good
now.
at it, so
You're
I'm
gonna save
not
yourself.
gonna do it
You're
anymore.
gonna save yourself a bunch of money in the long run.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
best
not
to get
good at
out.
it, so I'm not doing it anymore.
Smart,
All right.
smart.
Yeah, I'm not
No,
good
listen.
at it. I'm not good at it.
Listen, Sarge, we
Hang
love
out.
having you, man. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming on. We appreciate you, my man.
I'm gonna hang
Much
out in the back.
love. Well, yeah, we'll
Hang
hang out.
out,
We'll hang
definitely,
out. We'll
hang
bring
out.
you back at the end. All right, my man.
Absolutely.
But E, let's talk about it real quick because so your thoughts on the Seattle loss. What are you worried? Does anything you're not triggered by anything here?
No, I mean, listen. I'll tell you this, man, because and I say this about the Giants all year, and I'm sure you can agree with this, Speed. The Giants beat themselves well. The amount of turnovers, etc. Also, the offense had a very slow start. Some of the play calling was horrendous. You know what I mean? So special teams it's just been an Achilles heel throughout this entire year. They're terrible one week, good the next. Like it's just not consistent enough to special teams. But I don't offer that to coaching. I think it's just the depth chart, the way the depth chart is. Like we're all injured.
Right. Richie James should not be on the team.
Shot.
Let's call it.
No, he shouldn't. Like let's be honest. Like he's probably bagging groceries somewhere. Shout out to Richie James.
Yes, we love the guy. We love him. No
disrespect when I say that. You know what I mean? Like prove us wrong. Go have a run back. You know what I mean? Prove us wrong. Catch the ball.
He fumbled in San Francisco and he's fumbling here. Like,
come on.
You know what? If we see him back here now, if we see him back on the field again at Power Turner, I'm gonna be fucking pissed now. Like, I'm gonna be pissed.
That you'll start to question the coaching staff. But I'm not worried at all, bro. I'm not. The Giants are 6-2. There's a lot of teams that will trade places with this New York Giants team as far as a win-loss record. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yes, it was a bad game.
Yeah.
Yes, the Giants cannot beat themselves. We get it. They can't. They're not a good enough team to sustain. They get over that. They're not.
No.
They're just not.
No.
But I'm not worried at all going into the bye. Yes, would I wanted to win going into the bye week? Sure.
Of course.
But history has it, right, Speed? Every time we win in a bye week, we usually lose the next one, right? So maybe this will keep us hungry.
Switch it up.
Switch it up. That's it, man. You know what I mean? Who we got? The Texans, I think, come back off the bye. If I'm not mistaken.
Texans. So let's talk about that. So at the beginning of the season, we do the whole win-loss thing, and it's kind of a fun thing, but it's kind of stupid because you never know what kind of team's going to show up. Did we know that the Giants were going to be 6-2 at this point? No fucking chance. So it's good now. Let's reset. There's 10 games to go. Let's reset the win-loss thing now. Let's talk about, because we know what the teams are facing we know what they look like. We know what we look like. So let's talk about it. You got the Texans, game one outside the bye, at home. So that's a very, very winnable game. Dare I say, we can't lose that game. So let's talk. We're on the same page here. Chalk it up.
Absolutely, that's a dub. You got to win it. Okay. You got to win that game, hands down. You got to set the tone coming back from the bye week.
Right, and you think that O'Shane Zimenez comes back for that one. Galladay's ready to go.
Possibly come back. Yeah.
Plot,
and we're on a Galladay train back, by the way, guys. Get on now, get your ticket. We're on a Galladay train.
Wide receiver one.
You got to hold up the W. Hold up the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I listen. That's a win. You have to win that game. You have to.
Lions at home. They just traded a huge. We were just talking about. They just traded a huge piece away. Okay, call it. Let's call it. I'm gonna be this negative person now. Let's just call it a loss, because say the Lions were on one. Say their offense is. You're still 7-3 heading into the Dallas game. Again, way ahead of schedule here. You're way ahead of schedule. Then you got the Cowboys on Thanksgiving at Dallas. You'd like
You know
to
what,
say
Smee? I'm gonna
Neal's
be
the-
honest. I think we split.
Right. I agree. They played him close. Dak is
Mhm.
back. Obviously, it's a different story, but they played him close at Giant Stadium. Giant Stadium. It's Giant Stadium. Fuck MetLife. It's Giant Stadium.
Yeah, right.
You get Neal back. You get Aziz back. You theoretically have Bellinger back, and everybody should be back by that time. Go steal one in Dallas.
Yeah.
But even if you want, so you want to say it's a win. All right.
I say
that's
it's a win. I say they split.
Okay. Then you got the Commanders after that at home. So you're looking at 9-3 at that point. Call it 8-4, worst case.
Yeah.
You're one win away from finishing over 500. There's no more 500, but you know what I mean. You're at 8 wins with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games left. You got
Wow.
the Eagles next.
Sign me
you
up.
get the Eagles. The Eagles are going to be tough,
That's also unfortunate
but
for me.
you get them at home
That's
first.
a tough one.
You get them at home first.
Speed, you think you win?
Do you think we
Like,
split?
honestly, you
lose
think?
the series?
I think we're gonna
I
lose
think
the
we
series.
split the
I hate
series.
to say it
I know it's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. I understand.
because the
that.
reason
So
why I'm
we are-
saying that
we are
we'll lose
now-
the series because I think we'll sweep Washington and I think we'll split with Dallas.
That's fair. That's fair. And so, like me and you have kind of we flip flopped on the Dallas game, and I think we're
Right.
going to lose the Dallas
Right.
game, and I think we're going to win the Eagles first one. You're flip flopping. We're at the same point. We're
Yeah.
at the same point.
We're at
though.
the same point. We're at the same point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So okay, let's talk about next one. You get the Commanders again. Win.
Win.
You know that's we're at 9 wins already. Vikings. That's going to be tough on Christmas Eve at the Vikings. Gonna be
Yeah.
tough. But then you
Yeah.
close out with the Colts, who are looking very vulnerable. And then Eagles at the end of the season, you gotta see where the Eagles are at that point. Because if they're 16-1, do they send
they're
out
rested.
the troops? Do
Yeah,
they
they're
send out
rested.
the troops to yeah? I mean, listen, if they're 16-0 and they're going for that perfect record, they're gonna go for it. You understand
Mhm.
that? But
Mhm.
if they're 16-1, 15-2, they might be sitting their guys there. You're looking at again minimum 9 wins here, and so that's as we're looking back at the last 10 games as opposed to looking at the schedule at the beginning of the season. It's easier to look at that way, and I don't know, man. Me and you both have us at like 10 wins at the very minimum. Let's bring in somebody else. that
Absolutely.
might be
And you
able
know
to
what,
help
Speed?
us.
It's just
Yeah.
Oh
No, go.
please.
I want to hear you first. Then we'll bring in a very special guest after that.
I'll tell you this, Speed. The only question is it a good enough for a wild card? That's the only question, right? Is 10 wins good enough for a wild card?
Yes,
That's
it is.
But still, it's a great record for a rebuilding type of season. I'm not saying that I'm happy No, of course you want to make it to the Super Bowl and win it, right, guys? But still, like, that's 10 wins. We can't bat an eye to a 10-win season. That's pretty damn
If you
good.
miss the playoffs
You
at
know what I
10
mean? But-
wins,
Go ahead.
it is what it is. It is what it is at that point. If you
Yeah.
miss at 10 wins,
Yeah, you hustle.
like that's. But
and you
this is a
controlled
weak
your own
NFC.
destiny.
This is a
Exactly.
weak
And you
NFC.
controlled your own destiny at that point, right, Smee?
Yes.
Like the Giants
Absolutely.
literally controlled their own destiny. It just didn't work out. Right? So
It would-
I'm
would be
so with
higher
that.
than- Yes. It would be higher than anybody projected at the beginning of the season. Nobody projected these guys with 10 wins. Let's bring someone on and hear his thoughts. Here he
Oh,
is.
Speaking of destiny, finally, R0B has come back to New York Revival.
let's
go.
go.
What's up, boys?
What's
How we
going
doing?
on
How
with
we
you?
doing?
Hey guys, if you don't know, Rob is the king of
Hello.
Twitter Spaces, baby. Come on, get that man his flowers, man. He hustling
Yo.
out there. Give him his
I don't know if
flowers,
you saw
man.
Sarge before, but Sarge, he
Yo, that
blew
was
up your
funny.
spot. Yo, Sarge blew up your spot. Watch your back after this, R0. Watch your back after this because I know you missed it. But he stole your shit. He stole your shit for a second.
Yeah.
Sarge,
He was good too.
Yeah.
He was good too.
Sarge, let me explain something to you, pal. There ain't no way. And R0B means no way you could ever be the jabroni beating. Ow! Twitter space eating, trailblazing, eyebrow raising, New York Giants, put your foot in the gas, 6-2, we coming to whoop your candy ass. You could never be me, baby.
Let's go.
Yo,
I love it.
Arzio,
I love it.
love it, baby. Yo, all right. So let's hear your thoughts here real quick because we're getting close to the end here. We wanted to have you in. Thoughts on the trade deadline? Hit us.
I wanted them to make a move. At the wide receiver position, it's not the only position we need help at. I would have liked to have made that move, but the fact that they didn't, I'm not disappointed.
Yeah, you're not gonna lose sleep.
I think it kind of speaks volumes to where they're viewing Daniel, in my personal opinion. I think if they were completely bought in and were convinced to this point, I think they do go ahead and give an asset up to bring in an asset. I think the jury is still out on him. I don't think that they're 100% sure. One thing I will take away from the press conference is I think that we will see an extension come Monday. And here's the second condition to this is that I believe that it will be Saquon Barkley. If Saquon Barkley gets an extension by Monday, they are doing that for two reasons. One, because they want to lock him up. Because if they were going to get rid of him, they would have got rid of him today, which I think was Miami.
Agreed.
Which I think was Miami that reached out to us for a trade, because just the way that he answered it, it wasn't like if it was the Bills, I think he would have been like, yeah, a team reached out, but we just weren't interested. It was just not something we're looking to get involved with. But he was like, yeah, it was a hard no. So I think it was a team other than the Bills, because I don't think that he would have addressed the Bills in that fashion.
And gave the hard no. Right.
Exactly. So I think it was probably Miami that probably reached out and was trying to get a running back. And then they ended up trading with San Francisco and getting Jeff Wilson that they got there. So I think that they would potentially re-sign Barkley, because they're not going to, if they were going to get rid of him, they would have traded him already. So they're either going to tag him or sign him. And I think if they sign him, they're doing it because they want to have the tag available for Daniel. Is what I think.
I like that.
And I would probably give Saquon like 4 years, $55 million, 40 guaranteed. That's what I would with an opt out.
I'll agree with the Saquon. I'll agree with the Saquon.
I agree with that.
A smart guy like Shane would have traded him if he didn't intend on signing him. He's locked up, and we'll find out what it's going to be afterwards.
Because at this point, like, say you don't plan on tagging him, you don't plan on re-signing him. What are you going to get?
Lose him for nothing.
A third round contemporary pick.
Yeah, right.
That doesn't sound like Shane. Like that's a Dave Gettleman move. That's not a Joe Shane move.
Yeah.
So I think if you were gonna wanted assets, they would have traded him already.
I don't know, man. Like, what is that? What does that make Barkley with 40 million guarantee? What is that? Like 10? That's 10 million a year guarantee. So what is that? About 15, 12? Did I do that? Did I do the math right?
Probably
about roughly in that.
And you could make
could
do a nice little signing bonus too in there to incentivize it a little bit. I think that's more than enough from him. Hit the incentives that he's going to get
the incentives
in New York. With the endorsement deals and all this other stuff, and he's got a thing going with Gillette and everything. So I think he'll be fine, but it's also a friendly deal too, to where, look, he said, I want to sit down with players. The players he's going to sit down with this week is DJ, Saquon, Dex, Julian Love, and Adoree Jackson. Those 5 players. Those are only 5 that he can really sit down with. Potentially, if he's looking to restructure, it'll either be Adoree or Leo that's going to get restructured again. And I don't think what you restructure Adoree would just, I mean, this is his last year on his contract. So I don't think that they do that. So
right.
By Monday, the way I look at it is if there's no re-signings, if they don't re-sign him, I think they're going to tag him. I think if they're going to re-sign him, he's going to do it by Monday and get it done with and get it over with. And then at that point, now he has his option open, because it's like, okay, Daniel, if you play good, I'll tag you. And I'll do what I need to do with the draft to fix this roster and then go from there. But if you suck, no problem. I have my assets. I can move up. I can make my trades. I can do what I need to do. So it's a one step ahead. So
they kept all their picks.
That's what I see happening.
I agree that
I see it.
It kind of is a little bit of a knock on DJ, in that they kept all their picks. They can now go up and get somebody if they want to. And listen, if DJ gets paid by somebody, if he blows our offer out of the water, you get the comp pick at that point. You get the comp pick, and then you worry about that shit. But we got to sign our own here. sign our own. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
It would be nice that if not after not doing something at the deadline, which I totally agree with, to just give us a little bit of a hey. The reason why we didn't is because we're locking up our own now. And it'd be really fucking cool if they did that.
One thing that I would say, I was talking with a friend of mine. If you're a Giants fan right now, I would really be hoping that Kenny Golladay pops off a little bit.
Yes.
And you got 9 games left.
Train.
And I'm thinking if he can get 6, 7, 800 yards, you could trade him and get at least a 6th, anywhere from a 5th to a 7th round pick. If he shows progression here at the end of the year, it gives you a little bit of ammo. You're still gonna free up the 13 or 14 million at the end of the year. Maybe now you can get something out of him,
right?
And stuff like that. Still free up the money, get something out of him.
He's still our most talented wide receiver that we have right now, and it's not even close. So we have to hope, and I think that's what Shane was kind of hoping. Like, listen, I'm not going to give up assets. I'm going to hope that Kenny Golladay comes in here. You have to be better than Marcus Johnson. Realistically, you don't have to be old school Kenny Golladay. Just be better than what we have right now. And that's going to help this team win. And then maybe you get something out of him, man. It'd be fucking cool if they can get anything. I mean, listen, Shane got a 3rd and a 6th for Tony, who didn't even step on a field. So I have faith that this guy could get every little bit out of somebody.
He's got to get something. I mean, listen, Galladay's big. He's physical. Right. He's strong. You saw it against the Saints game last year. He caught a pass, trucked somebody, and then ran for like another 10 or 12 for 15 yards. Like,
give us.
I get it. He's not. He's not. I saw a highlight of him when he was in Detroit diving for a touchdown pass. I saw that on Twitter.
You might not get that.
You're not gonna, if you're looking for that guy, you're not going to get him. Right. But if you can get a guy, do I think that there was probably something going on upstairs the first few weeks? I do. I do, because, you got Colin Johnson that was playing over me. You got Sills that's play. Like, if you got to get out of your mind, but you Eli, you say it all the time. We were saying it all the time in the spaces last year. Winning fixes this up here. So they're 6-1, and he's like, shit, I've never been a part of a 6-1 team. I want to help. I want to contribute. I've been down in Detroit where, like, we're 1-6 right now, or 2-6 right now. We're 6-2. What I got to do, coach? What you want me to babysit your kids? You want me to take your old lady to the grocery store? What you want? I'll do it.
That interview got me back on the KG train. I got to be honest with you. That statement, he's like, oh shit, like, I could be part of a winning team, and I don't know what the fuck that's like. And that I was like, okay, it seems like he's buying in again, because I thought he was not buying in initially. Yeah, Tony in front of me, Colin Johnson, like you said, all these people, and now the path is there for him.
Here's the kicker. I'll say this to you too, because I know you guys are getting ready to wrap it up. What team did he come from?
Detroit.
Yeah. Where did Slay come from?
Oh, Detroit. You got a little show me time.
Who knows Darius Slay better than Kenny Golladay?
Okay. I like it. Let's go.
He went up against him in practice. I'm just the fight, the race within the race.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For him to go out there and be like,
let's stick it to him. Right.
Stick it to him a little bit. Dominate him a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
I think
if
he has any bit of self-pride right now, he's gonna leave it all on the field the last 10 games of the season. Like, he's playing for his NFL career right now. Like, everybody's out on KG. Everybody's off the fucking train. Go out and prove them all wrong. The best thing you can do is put a chip on a guy like his shoulder and just see what he's got. Let's see what he's got.
Yep.
I'm intrigued. Last thing. Any thoughts on the loss? Are you worried? Does it matter anymore? Were we due for one? What are your thoughts?
I thought it was a winnable game. Am I going to wave the flag? No, I'm not waving any flags and calling it quits or whatever. Look, at the end of the day, it was a bad game all around from every phase, from the quarterback to the running back to the special teams. We had a nice nice punt return that was called back, that we were in their territory due to an illegal block in the back, the 2 fumbles. Like,
it was a shit show.
There was just so much that contributed to that game. On top of that, I thought it was Mike Kafka's worst offensive play calling game since he's been here. I think it was the worst. The fact that Saquon had 1 touch in the first quarter, like
Mhm.
that's horrible. Now, if they were doing other things, like if you're going to do that because you want to preserve him, let me see some Gary Brightwell running the
Right.
football.
Right.
Let me see
Yes.
more of Matt Breida
Yes.
running the football.
Yes.
Like, if you're doing that,
Yes.
that's fine. But no, I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. A couple of things that I'll take away from the game. One, Nick Gates, shout out to you, my man. Amazing
Yes.
story, amazing
Big
comeback.
shout out.
You know, and I tell you what, there was a
He
play
didn't look bad either.
that it gave me goosies. It was a run. It was, you know, he got right in the dude's face, the hair in the
Yes.
back, got in your face.
Old
Like,
Gates is back.
that's the aggression that
Yeah.
we need on this
Yes.
offensive line.
Yes.
And so, if it were me, what I'm hoping for, no disrespect, Josh, I love you, man, and I hope that you continue to improve.
Mhm.
Put Nick Gates at starting center, bump Feliciano to left guard, and let it ride that way. I think you will
Okay.
see an immediate change in the offensive line. That's the first thing. The second
Mhm.
thing is Cager. I don't know if y'all saw, but I like what I'm seeing out of this guy, Cager.
He got open.
Because he got open. He was
Mhm.
looking for the ball. It was a wide receiver converted to tight end. I think they need to get something going with him, you know, and we were
Yes.
talking about in the space today. I think a lot of the reason why Daniel has a little bit of less success is because I don't think the receivers are trying to come back from the ball. You saw it in the game. Like there was a curl
Wandale
route
had one.
that Wandale ran.
Yeah.
Jones put it where you need. You have to come back to that ball
Yes,
and then make your
100%.
play. You could easily come back, plant your foot, and cut it up, maybe get an extra yard or two. You can't just sit there and wait for the ball. And Wandale,
Yes.
see these are?
Right. Go out
Wandale?
and grab it. Yep.
With these, not with this, with these.
Yes.
God gave you these for a reason. Use
Absolutely.
them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
They don't
those
have
are
a
the
guy
couple
that can go
things
out
that I
and get
took
it.
away.
They need to go have somebody then go out and get it. And I'm hoping that Galladay could be that guy. But we're
Yeah,
having a
I'm about to say,
very
it
different
was supposed to be
conversation
Galladay.
about Cager. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have a different
And here's the thing,
conversation
there's
about
a blueprint now.
Cager. Yeah.
Seahawks put out the blueprint on what to do against the Giants. How are we going to respond? Contains,
Yes.
keep Jones in the pocket, control the running back. They need to do something and get guys open, because Sunday was the first time that every time Saquon Barkley took the ball, there was 4 or 5. I'm worried.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his knee. Is he down? Is he slow getting up? What's going
Saquon
on?
needed this
I
bye.
was waiting
He
for
needed
the
this bye.
injury, because
Yeah.
that's the most amount of hats that he's had on him since
Yeah.
the season started, and that
Mhm.
was concerning to me. And
Mhm.
they need to figure it out, because the
Well,
Seahawks.
no
put
better
out
time for a
blueprint.
bye. No better time for a bye. You switch it up
100%.
now. You learn. If there's ever a time to have your worst game of the season, it's right before a bye, where you can now switch shit up. You learn. They know now what to do to stop you. Now you flip the script. And what better time to start flipping the script other than your bye week? Listen, R0, we could talk to you all fucking night long. We love you, Robbie. You're our guy. We love you. We want to have you back. And hey, we'll talk more. Join R0 Spaces. If you're not a part of it already, get the fuck in there, because this guy runs this shit. He runs this shit.
Yo, y'all
He's
need to. You know
king.
what y'all need to do for real? And Eli, I brought this up to you. You guys need to start a Discord, a New York Revival Discord, and you guys can have people come in there
Yes.
and chat it up and talk. Anytime you guys are doing like events and stuff
why they
like
pay them
that,
the
like
big
the
bucks,
meetup,
people.
meet and greet, you could post it in there. You know, if you guys need help with setting one up or whatever, let me know. I can
Hey.
help you set up. But you can have different categories.
Smart.
Giants news updates, free agent moves. Like there's tons of stuff that you guys can do with it. So, but
That's what I said.
I love
This is
talking
why
to
they
you guys,
pay
man.
him the
You guys
big bucks,
are
people.
awesome. You guys are family.
There's R0, baby.
Hey,
We love you, man.
R0, I'm
Hey.
gonna get in touch with you, man. You know that, brother. I appreciate you as always,
We
man.
appreciate you, my man.
Of course, y'all.
Peace out.
I'll see you, brother. We'll talk to you. Peace.
All right.
Love that guy, man. Good guy. But
the
yeah,
best.
man. I mean, listen, this is the time where we wrap it up, guys, man. What a show. Me and Speed promised to do this thing in 45 minutes, and of course, you guys always make it longer. So, Speed, any final words before we get up out of here?
No, listen, again, like I said, this team, we needed to buy. It looked like a team that was tiring out. We were petering out a little bit. The injuries started catching up. You can relax, get your mind off, the perfect time, and gear up and you have 2 nice winnable games right on the backside of it. You could implement new shit now. You could do reset, get Barkley healthy, get Jones healthy, get your guys healthy, and let's have a good fucking second half, people, because it's right there. Rangers going into OT. Let's not forget about the Rangers. We are on a 2-game winning streak. We're doing well. We're playing the Flyers. We got to knock the fucking Philly fan base down a peg because they're flying way too high with the Phillies in the World Series and the Eagles undefeated. Let's knock them down a peg. We got the Flyers tonight. We're going to OT. Let's go Rangers. Let's go Giants.
Let's go Rangers.
Let's start hey, and Steve Nash out in Brooklyn. A good move.
You were happy.
Good move. Steve Nash was Steve Nash was in over his head. I don't know what the hell's going on over here. They probably got to blow it up in Brooklyn. It's a shit show, but I know that Steve Nash wasn't the coach for this.
You know what it is, Speed, and you know what it is, Speed, and we'll wrap up after this. I just think it's too many stars for him to handle. You need a coach like a Tyronn Lue that can sit down, like a good.
They need a
headstrong
babysitter.
coach.
Let's call it
yeah, you kind of need a good headstrong coach to get these stars in check. No, it's not your team, it's mine. Play these plays and go out there and be somebody. You know what I mean? So that was long overdue. Right. That was overdue from Brooklyn, man.
It was a shit
had
show.
To get rid of him. It was.
It's been a shit show. Listen, this is the first move you can make, and after that, you talk about fucking getting rid of Kyrie with his dumbass comments. It's a shit show up in Brooklyn. Let's hope the Knicks could carry the torch for the New York fan base here, man. Because shit, man, it's rough in New York basketball, man. But we got New York Giants football. The Jets are still hanging in there tough. We had a tough weekend for both teams, but New York football is back. We're back here. We got hockey doing good shit. We got the Islanders doing good shit. Rangers doing good shit. We're good. We're good. We're Gucci, people. We're Gucci. Now, any last thoughts before we get out of here?
No, listen, this is what makes us New York Revival. You understand? New York is back. It's back, baby. But guys, we want to thank you for spending your Tuesday night with us, man. And of course, this is awesome for us, man. Please subscribe, share, hit that like button, man. We got a lot of guests lined up. We do. We definitely. Shout out to the chat, man. We love you guys and everybody that called in R0 Beard and R0B. Thank you for calling in. But guys, we got a lot of guests lined up. They kept moving the schedules back, but we're gonna get those people to you, I promise. All right. But guys, we want to thank you for spending your Tuesday night with us. This is New York Revival, where not just sports, it's entertainment. And of course, on Mr. Glass Half Full, and that's Speed if you nasty now. And my guy R0 Beard, and then my other guy, the jabroni beating, pie eating, eyebrow raising, trailblazing, Twitter, king of everything, Mr. R0 Beard himself, man. And thank you for watching us, man. We'll see you guys next week. We are out of here.
Woo! Hit the music.
Hit the music.